being next to MVP is the best way to go. Now, I won't act like I know James Harden and where he's going, but a lot of conversations have been about Houston. If he goes to Houston with that young core, mind you, they got some cap space to do some things. I'm just sorry. They're not any closer to winning a championship. If you leave the 76ers and you leave Tyrese Maxey and you leave Joel Embiid and you leave that squad, now, are they perfect? No. But if you keep grinding away, they might be able to get through. Okay, so I'm 76. And then my second choice for him is the Lakers. All right, Chris Paul, who you got?
I got CP3 going to the Lakers.
Okay.
I love this for Anthony. Like two places.
Chris.
Jalen Brunson?
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
We've seen him play next to Luka.
No,
We've seen him play next to Luka. I like that backcourt. Mind you, they're undersized. All right, Russell. Where Russell go? Where your boy Russell go?
Oh, I like this. The Miami Heat. Guess what? We just talked about Jimmy Butler being able to get into the paint. Russell Westbrook is still one of the most.
I think he should stay in LA with the Clippers because ultimately, I think
the money.
But look, you know, he got a lot of money. He been making a lot of money.
Okay.
Is it about the money for you at year 14, 15? It should be to a certain degree. Or it's about putting yourself in the best position to win a championship. I think he found a home in the Clippers. Want what he brings. That is not something that we can always say about the places that Russ has been. So now we're going to save the best for last. Kyrie Irving. Where does Kyrie go?
He stays in Dallas. Like all that showing up at the Lakers game and the Sparks game and talking with Bron.
He asked about the jury of the advice.
Around him, build around Luka. So
I'm proud of you. 3 out of 5.
Yeah, whatever. I don't.
Miami, Miami.
Co-main event in the lightweight division. Charles Du Bronx Oliveira.
Du Bronx.
Neil Garyush.
I got Du Bronx. I got Du Bronco.
Featured bout in the welterweight division. Proper Mike Malott versus Adam Coogan.
I got Du Bronx.
In the featherweight division, Dan 50K Ike versus Nate the Train Mayweather. In the middleweight division, Marc-Andre Powerbar Barrio versus Eric.
What if there was an...
What you most want to be found will be found where you least want to look, essentially. And it's so interesting because it means that if you're willing to turn around and to stand up, stand up straight, and face the darkness, like fully, what you discover at the darkest part is the brightest light. And that's something that's so much worth discovering because there's going to be terrible darkness in your life. And it's going to make you cynical and bitter. And it could easily be that you're just not looking at it enough.
Alright, so we are at Exile. It is midnight. Let me show y'all real quick, dummy. Real quick, 21. Late night workout. My energy's kind of low, but I was in the area, figured I would stop by here, come back to the old stomping grounds to get a cracked aesthetic lift. I figured I'd make it like cinematic maybe, or something like to involve dealing with like depression / anxiety, because I remember back when I was in high school and college and I would go to the gym extremely late purely for the aesthetic of no one being around, and then it allowed me to like literally fight my demons in peace. So I figured we would dedicate this video to that, in the battling / fighting like depression, anxiety, and whatever you might be struggling with. And I'll have a pep talk probably later in the video once I finish my workout, which goes out to everybody struggling with anything. We're gonna go get a really good pump for y'all because the gym saved a lot of our lives, including mine. So let's get into it. I forgot how much I loved training at this gym, and I also forgot how much I enjoyed training at nighttime. I need to start making this part of my schedule, honestly. I've had the last 2 weeks of terrible workouts, awful anxiety, feeling like absolute dog. And coming here, this like low-key vibes like back in high school when I used to start training, putting my headphones on, and then just grinding out, not worrying about anything else other than that. And it's such a relief. Like I was debating on coming here tonight, and I'm so happy that I did. And I just feel like my solution to this little lump that I'm in is just going to the gym again at nighttime, like late, just being, putting in the work when no one else is around. Alright, so I just finished up the workout. Probably the best pump I've had in months. It was immaculate. Coming back here, the posing vibes in Exile, where we made so many viral videos in here, viral posing clips, TikToks, whatever it may be. It was like deja vu, bro. I just felt so free to train and not focus on like content or like people. It was just such a good session. Like it just brought it back. Reminded me that like I can still experience this when training. But yeah, what I want to talk about this video was the whole concept of just, bro, anxiety, depression, and mental health is at an all-time high in this generation. And as men, we have this like whole concept like, oh, you have to hide it and you don't want to show it, because if you show it, then that means you're not a man because you're weak. And it's such a flawed concept that I hate. And with the platform that I have, I want to be able to promote a positive lifestyle and help heal people the way that I can try and help the most that I can. You guys have seen my life story video and doing that, and the response we got on that was insane. So I'm trying to do the same thing. It's okay to be vulnerable, and being vulnerable is what starts the healing process for other people. So when you guys see me be vulnerable with my past and with the struggles that I go through, it allows you to also understand that you can do the same thing. Yeah, man, I mean, I don't know if you're struggling with anything, whether it's like anxiety, depression, like, bro, I've been having the worst episodes of panic attacks and just constant states of extreme anxiety the last week, 2 weeks. And it sucks. It sucks so bad, and like I have to continue to grind and build my businesses while dealing with it. And it's such a thing that's so overlooked in today's society is that concept of people who are struggling like mentally when nobody knows that they're struggling. So just know that you're not alone, bro. I go through it too, and I'm still out here grinding my ass off, making things happen. Don't use that as an excuse, and also don't take the easy road out, which I know some of you guys maybe even. I don't know who this could be for if you're thinking about taking your life. It's not worth it. Do not do it. That literally is the easy way out, and we're not gonna do that. All right. I had a point in my life where I was gonna do that, and it is in the most humble. Man, I don't know how to say this because people like there are people who have taken their life. Just know that all that does is hurt those who actually love you, those around you. It is the most disrespectful, selfish thing that you could do is take your own life. It's the most selfish way you could go out. So don't ever think about doing that. And just know that, bro, we all go through hard times in life. I went through some struggles, man, and I really thought about doing it. And look where I am now. Like, look where I would not be where I am now if I didn't go through those moments in my life where I thought about doing that. So just know that, bro, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. You might be clouded right now. I might not be able to see it, but I promise you that it is genuinely there. It is genuinely there. Bro, if you would have told me back when I was struggling with my stuff, dude, like the way, again, I like symbolize life as you're literally going through a train tunnel, and the end of that tunnel, you do not see it, the other side of it. You can't see it yet because you're so deep into it right now that it's so dark and cloudy, you literally can't see any bit of light whatsoever. But if you just kept going along a few more miles, you'll see a little speck of light at the end of that tunnel. And then you keep running for it, bro. And once you hit it, you just see it get brighter, brighter, and brighter. And then you realize you had to go through that dark tunnel where you saw nothing and it looked like it was all over in order to get to that side where everything was bright. That future that you always wanted for it, bro. I'm telling you, it's there. Just trust the process. It is not over until you say that it is over. You are in control of that. All right? So, it's my little rant. Again, all glory to God. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. He saved my life. He can save yours as well. Yeah, I'm gonna go leave the gym. It's like 1:30 in the morning right now. So, physique looking all right. These bug bites. The lighting in here is always cracked, like phenomenal. Have not been on point in my diet because of the anxiety being so bad. But we're gonna get back into it. Yeah, I'm gonna go home now. We are at the Elysium gym, filling, as you guys can see, there's a ridiculous amount of orders here going out as soon as possible. Literally started filling them the day we dropped it. We have another mini drop. I think we're dropping 2 more t-shirt designs. So we have 4 different hoodies, hoodie designs, and then 2 different t-shirts dropping as of the day you guys see this. It was a 2-part drop. Part 1, it was just so much stuff we wanted to split it up. So the second part will be today. I expect the t-shirts to go out first, as always. We had 1 design literally sell out within 10 minutes, which is insane. Still got a lot of the hoodies and joggers in stock. Again, we have more designs dropping tomorrow if you guys want to check out the site. But you guys showed a lot of love on it. It was really cool. I got a lot of cool stuff in the works. So I'll actually pop up a picture of what we're thinking about doing with 7 Salvation maybe for the next drop. And we got a lot of short samples that I got to go through and figure out which ones we want to order up next. I also got this wife beater in. I'm gonna show y'all real quick. So it's a wide neck wife beater. I can get these in different colors if I want. I like the wide neck personally because I have a big chest. So it's like, you see how it's, most beaters it'll go like here. This one goes out farther, which I personally like. People are gonna try to say it's like women's vibes, but I'm gonna get these because I like these more personally. I think it's more aesthetic and it's more old school, which is cool. These hoodies will probably drop in the fall with matching joggers. But yeah, so that's it. I'm gonna go home and eat. But we got a lot of stuff going out. Pretty crazy. All right, so back at the crib. It is a very, very sad day today. Had a rough night. Bro, me and the twins were freaking crying last night.
Great performances. Our defense hasn't been talked about. You defend like that. We
We're gonna toilet.
Brought to you by On the Rocks. And for Denver's team, starting 5 this
Monday.com.
Let me talk to you. Listen to me. Listen. I got a brand new hour of stand-up comedy, and I want you to come, okay? We got London. We added a second show October 6th at 9:30. Dublin on October 10th. We're in a bigger venue called Liberty Hall. Tickets should be on sale at christiecomedy.com. Madison, Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, September 28th and 29th. There's still some Tiki Wikis. Chicago Theater, we only got tickets in the back row for September 30th. So if you want to come, go get them now. October 1st in Minneapolis, we're almost sold out, hun. I don't know what to tell you. You got to get the Tikis quick. San Francisco this weekend and Tarrytown next weekend, they're already all sold out. Every show sold out, so I'm sorry, Bubbas. But London, there's an added.
AG1.
You gonna do what? The who that not reliable source?
They try to take it, I'm getting it back. And if they hit me, they gotta get taxed. I'm making hit after hit after hit, and I promise you, boy, every one of them slap. Hop on a verse and I body it quick. They never work, and it's why we don't mix. I don't got time for the fake, and I swear that I'll always say real something they never did. Oh, they saying that I'm up next. I told them that I'm up now. Promise I came for the next.
You said you're using what?
I said I started using Rogaine for my hair loss, and I think Brad should.
You really have hair loss?
Yes, Brad. It's not a joke.
I never said it was. I just
No, because you're always like, you don't have hair loss. No, bro. It starts now, and then by the time I'm 35, like you.
34. But yeah.
I was being generous. More like 60.
No, honestly.
So you should get some Rogaine and use it.
How do you say it weird? Rogaine.
Rogaine.
You say
Rogaine.
Rogaine.
What about the gains?
The gains. Rogaine equals the gains for hair. Not sponsored, but.
Wow, they would have loved that plug.
Anyways, we're gonna hit a workout today.
Make me a sandwich. There's a sink there. There's a little fridge there.
You have food? Is this a fridge?
Oh, fridge there.
This is an ice maker, you dumb nut.
We got a fridge coming.
You dumb nut.
You got a cutting board though, that's important.
I know, I bought the cutting board. I did. All of a sudden, I don't spend money on you.
When's the last time you bought me anything?
Yo. The fuck?
Realistically, really?
I bought you Chicken Cafe 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, you did. That was like a month ago, but yeah.
You lose track of time.
Before that?
Time before that? Probably like Kava, like months prior. We don't hang out. We don't do anything outside of lifting. You want me to pay for your gym membership here?
You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
I'll pay for yours.
You already do. Hey guys, welcome back. Oh, we have something ugly in the frame. Welcome back to my cooking vlog, okay? Today I'm gonna teach you how to make water. Brad, please, you're ruining the frame.
How to make water.
Trump go bye-bye or he go here? Trump go bye-bye or he go here?
Has to clear the lane, but Jokic was telling Gordon he's got to flash in the middle so that Murray has 3 outlets.
Murray hits another free throw. He rarely misses.
They get the switch and then they go into the blitz of the second pick and roll. You see Love hanging out in the lane, but Gordon has to flash from the baseline up into the middle against the trap.
It shows you the brilliance of Joker. How many big guys are directed to traffic in that situation? Jokic gets it, kicks it out. Caldwell Pope is wide open, connects on a 3.
Ooh.
Good early bucket for Caldwell Pope.
Great play off the trap of the pick and roll, touched it to Jokic and then to Caldwell Pope.
Close to picking up another charge. Instead
I
of
think
picking up his first foul.
dingy dog. I thought they played the dingy dog.
One of the best in the business at stepping in, taking the charge that time, didn't get there in time. Correct call was made. You know, guys, the other night, obviously, the Jokic and Murray 30-point triple-doubles made the headlines for Denver, but they played a really strong defensive game. Second time in the series, they've held the Heat under 100. Very easily for them to overlook, and it wasn't.
My diet, I should also say at the beginning, this diet is to make me as strong as I possibly can. So, you know, it's definitely not, you know, the Mark Bell no carb diet at all. I'm just eating to be the strongest human being on the planet. So some of the stuff you might be a little surprised by, but you know, I have a dietitian that I work with. He shoots me over the diet. I don't ask questions. I just eat, and most of the time I get a smile at some of the stuff that I get to eat. So meal number 1 is kind of my choice of cereal. So I think today I'm going to go with Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I like that a lot. And then I have 8 eggs and then peanut butter. So that's what we're going to kick off with here. So I'm going to start getting the pan going here. It'll be like we're filming a cooking show, right? A strongman cooking show. Should be fun. So So everything's still, even though I'm eating something like this is just pretty much to get in and out fast. It doesn't, this meal, even though it's 8 eggs and all that, it doesn't seem to really fill me up. And I get through it pretty quickly, and then I'm hungry again, which is exactly what we want. We want it in and out. So you'll see kind of every meal is going to have protein and carbs in it through the day, and we just vary the sources. But it's really in and out. We want the engine burning, so to speak, all day long. So definitely got to try to make food taste good. I'm not even close to a chef, but normally I'll throw a little bit of seasoning on or whatever to make it easier to eat. But normally for me, it's simple, effective. That's what we're going for, is just whatever makes it a little bit easier to eat and get down. So one thing I would say with eggs that I've learned over the years is you don't want to cook them too long. You want to make sure they're still soft, because they're in a big quantity, easier to eat if they're not quite hard. You don't want them to too overcooked. So that's what I kind of do with my eggs, is keep them a little bit softer so it's easier to kind of eat them quickly. And when you're eating, you know, this is lower. Sometimes we'll go up to 12 eggs at one time. So you want to make sure that you can get those down without having to work too much at all. So these are about good here. If I'm hungry, some days I'm literally just, I can't eat enough. I'm hungry. And then other days it's like not hungry, but I have to force the food. So then if I come to that 2-hour window and I'm not hungry, then I have to just eat anyway. So this one, like I said, it seems like this gets in and out pretty quickly for me. And that's what we want. So and especially coming off of such a heavy training last night with the bigger deadlift, and anytime I do that, I typically have the day afterwards, my body's normally craving a lot of food and a lot of calories. So that's good, because then we'll fire through this. I'll get hungry in half an hour, maybe not even an hour, and then I'll go right into my next meal, which is great. Eating is for me, I've said this a lot, but it's the hardest part, because it's constant, and you don't ever stop. Like from the time I wake up, you eat, and literally until I go to bed, and then I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is eat, and then I do it all day again, you know. So I don't ever get just chill out and be like, you know, I'm not gonna eat, you know. That's not an option. But training is fun. People think the training's the hard part. It's not really, because that's fun. I get to go kind of let loose and train and do what I want to do. But this is what helps me perform. So it's kind of go hand in hand. But this is you know, you get to train for a few hours maybe during the day, but this is all day, you know, constantly. So it's you know, it's a necessary evil, so to speak. We're gonna kind of count the calories up there. So for the first meal, the cereal and eggs was like 1,200, 1,300 calories, give or take. So it's a good start. Obviously, I think that's probably what some figure and competitors, that type of thing, would eat in
like those, the Bart Simpson ones.
Calories. Maybe it's a little restricted, but
why not? You don't like Snickers? No. So who getting dripped out?
Totally, obviously, way above that. So we are going to go into. Now we've had about an hour since my first meal. So meal number 2 for me will be a protein shake and granola bars and peanut butter. So let's do the shake here. So this one, what I'm going for is about roughly 80 grams of protein. So
why you say no? For him. Hey yo. There's a new news article about.
This is a bigger shaker. This is like a 40-ounce shaker. So I don't. typically like things, everything for me is bigger. So I found those and I was pretty happy because the smaller shakers just don't cut it. So and this is just a whey protein. So I'm gonna do this is 25 grams of protein per scoop. So I'm just gonna do 3 scoops and then I'll throw a little bit extra just to try to get closer to that 80. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then we'll just throw just a little bit more there. For meal number 2 here, all together we just kind of calculated out the calories. It's not quite 1100 right there. So I think with breakfast was, what did we say on that one? 13. Okay, so right now with 2 meals we're just above 2300 calories, give or take. So we're doing good with that. Off to a good start. So we are now getting ready for meal number 3 of the day. Now we'll get into some meat and pasta. So this will be my beef that I get is from a local farm. So it's all certified, organic, grass-fed, amazing is what it is. So I'll cook that, and then we'll cook some just regular angel hair pasta, and then I get to have that with a red pasta sauce. So this is a good meal. It's kind of a staple. That kind of comes in and out of my diet, but I definitely do a lot of beef typically. So this beef is amazing. So it's, you know, there's a lot of talk certainly about different beefs and why, you know, one's higher quality or better. The biggest thing I think for me is, other than the taste, and it's incredible, the grass-fed, and especially this beef that's all certified awesome, I can digest it so quickly. So way back when I used to buy beef from the grocery store, I remember I was trying to eat a huge quantity of it, and it was just like a lump in my stomach. And I could just tell when I switched to grass-fed, the huge difference was I felt better and I could digest it a lot easier, and it's healthier for your body. If you do a little bit of research on that, it's incredible, the benefits. So certainly something to look into if you're not doing that. But yeah, and the local, if you can find anything local, like here in Colorado, there's a lot of grass-fed beef that you can find from farmers, and that typically is the best. I mean, getting it from the grocery store is good as well, but the next level is to do that, so that's even better.
Question P. Chase Schreiber. Oh. Yeah. No. me domino. Build me domino.
In terms of psychiatry, many people are scared of psychiatry, and they've told me that the images of A Clockwork Orange come to mind, that psychiatrists have exposed people to these horrible thoughts or horrible ideas and pictures and do terrible things. That's not what happens in a psychiatry office or what happens in a hospital when a psychiatrist comes to visit a patient. Hey GQ, I'm Dr. Eric Bender, and this is part 2 of The Breakdown. The Dark Knight.
Why do you want to kill me? I don't want to kill you. What would I do without you? Go back to ripping off mob dealers? No.
Yo, little boy.
No, you complete me.
The Joker is clearly a psychopath. Innately, he just has no love for anybody, just himself. The Joker is clearly doing this to get personal gratification. He even jokingly says to Batman, but he's serious, you complete me. This is about the Joker. This is not about anybody but the Joker. Clearly psychopathic. He's not psychotic. There's a big difference between being psychotic and psychopathic. Being psychotic means that someone has had a break from reality. They might be hearing voices, seeing things that other people don't see. They might believe things that other people don't believe, and there's evidence to show it's not true, but they still believe it. That's called a delusion. They might be having very jumbled thinking. That's what psychotic means, or what a psychosis is. Psychopathy is very different. Psychopathy is this tendency to just use people in their game, and Joker even uses the word game. This is a game to him.
I'm considering it. No, there's only minutes left. You're gonna have to play my little game if you want to save one of them.
Here, the Joker, this is right after these crimes have been committed. There is no evidence that he is hearing things, seeing things, having a break from reality. He clearly knows what he's doing. He tells Batman the specific addresses where Rachel and Harvey Dent are.
He's at 250 52nd Street, and she's on Avenue X.
He knows it. He's even said, you've let 5 people die, 10 people have taken over for you. He's clearly of sound mind here. When you're looking at legal sanity, you first need a mental illness to say, was there a mental illness that caused this person not to know what he was doing at the time of the crime? So we don't have a mental illness, but let's just say that somehow he gets to court and he is going to be evaluated. And somebody argues, well, clearly he's got something going on. True, but again, that's psychopathy. And psychopathy is not a mental illness that would qualify for what's called the insanity defense. In the insanity defense, that means that because of a mental illness, someone didn't know that what they were doing at the time of a crime was right or wrong. In Gotham City, let's assume it's that someone doesn't know the difference between right and wrong. If he were found to have a mental illness that caused him to not know that, he could go to a psychiatric hospital, a forensic hospital, where he would then be treated. But again, he doesn't have anything that needs to be treated.
Where are they? Killing is making a choice.
Chickens?
Where are they? Choose between one life or the other. Your friend, the district attorney, or his blushing bride to be.
Here we just see the Joker really loving torturing Batman and hurting other people. That's something that a psychopath really would revel in.
Don't talk like one of them. You're not. Even if you'd like to be. To them, you're just a freak. Like me.
There was an article that came out almost 20 years ago by William Martins, who was a physician in the United Kingdom. And it was somewhat controversial, called The Hidden Suffering of the Psychopath. Dr. Martins had interviewed serial killers, including Jeffrey Dahmer and Dennis Nielsen. And he claimed that both of those individuals didn't know how to interact with the world. They felt excluded and as if they couldn't figure things out, that no one loved them. They also came from traumatic backgrounds. And Jeffrey Dahmer said to him, per Dr. Martin's report, that there was a point at which he crossed any thin connection he would have to the societal norms. And at that point, he felt so isolated, and that's when his crimes escalated. Jeffrey Dahmer even tried to keep his victims alive. He tried to zombify them by injecting acid into their brains. Dennis Nielsen kept body parts and would even talk to the bodies for hours at a time, write poetry to them even. This shows that Psychopaths might, in fact, not understand how to interact with the world. That article was very controversial because people think psychopathy and psychopaths have committed such heinous crimes. Should we really have some sympathy for them? The idea was to think.
Cubans. Cuban sandwiches by Mark Cuban. You'd have a majority stake. This is proprietary toasting technology.
It's a pass.
Okay, hear me out. Mark Tubans.
Farm is there.
Welcome back to Miami. Something to keep an eye on for the rest of this game. Just a few minutes ago, Nikola Jokic.
Trump indictment too? No way. Breaking. Trump just said on a social platform that his attorneys have been informed that he's been indicted in the classified documents investigation. Oh my God. Double smoke. Double R.I.P. Bozo. I was going to do a R.I.P. Bozo smoking on that pack for Pat Robertson for dying, being pro-life and then dying. Turns out I was wrong. It's a double R.I.P. Bozo poking on that Trump pack as well. Hold up. That's right, baby. Oh my Lord, what is happening? We got to go to Fox News real quick. I'm so sad for the country. Like, if this can happen to the president, what about all of the classified document enjoyers? That's what I have to say. What about the millions of Americans who enjoy mishandling and mismanaging and classified documents and refusing to cooperate with authorities? Like, what about the Discord enjoyers? It's a terrifying prospect for those who play War Thunder, for example. It's a terrifying prospect for anyone that plays Milsim games that has access to classified intelligence. It's up.
Whatever you hear about the Bidens, don't worry about it. Trump, Trump, Trump. It's called Trump derangement syndrome, and now it's becoming so sick. They are politicized. I'm embarrassed to be a lawyer at this moment. Honestly, I am ashamed. I am ashamed to be a lawyer. I'm ashamed that this is the state of our country, and it is so obvious that there's this dual system of justice. This is selective prosecution, selective persecution.
Dude, I love this so much. Like, oh my God, it's so fake. Like, she doesn't even fucking believe any of this shit. It's only shitty because, like, remember, I always told you, Ron DeSantis is a joke, except for one unlikely outcome, and that is Donald Trump is somehow unable to run, or clearly, like, held back dramatically. I don't know what's gonna happen. He can still run from prison. Eugene Debs comes to mind. There's nothing funnier that I can imagine with respect to Donald Trump and his past behavior whenever he's violating the law and rules and regulations, his open disdain and his transparency in doing so, that makes him the perfect criminal in any kind of minor to major violation of said law. He is so brazen that, like, if there is one person who could go to jail on issues that are hard to prove otherwise, as long as you have like 3.5 fucking brain cells, Donald Trump is the one guy that I believe, if he actually tried to like sell documents or whatever, or if he had the even intent of selling these documents, he's the one fucking guy who would openly say it. Like, every single time he's gotten in trouble, he has very straightforwardly, like, openly been like, I'm doing crimes. How can we do these crimes in an even more illegal way? Let's document this. I don't know how, like, he's so awesome at doing crimes in the most obvious ways. Like, he's the type of dude who's like, I, Donald Trump, am robbing a bank with a gun I purchased with a straw purchase from a friend whose name is Rudolph Giuliani, and I am robbing this bank right now. I will not be able to get away with it because my getaway car has one wheel that is busted. I'm doing this because I want to steal the money, and I want to buy myself more Sudafed. The only other person that does crimes this openly is Andrew Tate. That's the only other person I can think of that just straight up is like, tells on himself regularly.
At the same time, you have a credible informant telling the FBI that Joe and Hunter were bribed with $10 million by a Burisma executive.
Where is this coming from? Dude, this is so fire. I don't even know if this is true, but I didn't even hear about this. It's awesome. They're like literally living in a totally separate planet. By the way, he should go to jail if that's the case. I 100% think he should go to jail. Actually, fuck it. Throw Joe Biden in jail too.
You know what? I have to point out what the former president is saying about that garage with the papers strewn all over and the lack of classified document security at a current president's home. All of that is true. We have pictures of where the Corvette was parked.
Yeah.
We know that they found documents that weren't even told to the American public, weren't even told to anybody outside the Biden circle for months after they had been first found at the Penn Wharton University pen with his name on it, that place at the campus, and then 2 of his homes, and then it was like an Easter egg hunt.
Yeah, there was a major component in the Michael Pence and Joseph Robinette Biden situation, though. Are you guys ready for this? It's called compliance, okay? When the law enforcement officials come to you, they knock on your door and they say, hey, you got a bunch of stuff that we want from you, okay? We conducted an investigation and we want this stuff back because it doesn't belong to you. You say, oh, my bad. Here you go. Go ahead. Go to all of my houses. Go to everything. Take it. I didn't know I wasn't supposed to have it. Now, in other circumstances, that might not work for you, okay? But you're not the former fucking president or the vice president. They can get away with it. Trump, just like Michael Pence and Joseph Robinette Biden, was given numerous opportunities to comply. Numerous opportunities. And yet, for some weird reason, and I cannot wait for the reasoning. Oh my God, I'm so excited to find out what the actual reason is. Just did not do that. He didn't do that from the jump. He kept it, and then he lied about keeping it, and then they had to go in and forcibly take it from him, and then he claimed that it was like the worst thing that could have ever happened. It was a SWAT team raid, and now there's still even more. There's more shit that we don't even know where it is, and it's like we don't know why he's doing it. We don't know why he chose to do it back then. I don't even understand why he did it to begin with. Why didn't you just comply from the jump? It's fucking awesome.
But when Democrats, and especially Biden family and others, are alleged to have had wrongdoing, that these investigations go nowhere. And I just, it's a two-tiered system of justice, Harris, and we've talked about this before, but this is just another example, and I think it's the worst example yet.
Yeah, it's a two-tier justice system in the sense that, like, people like Donald Trump don't get in trouble for shit that, like, his underlings absolutely would get in trouble for. One of the greatest examples of this is literally Michael Cohen going to jail, and, like, there's a point of contention there for whether or not Trump should even go to jail for the same thing that Michael Cohen went to jail for. That's it. That's, like, a clear demonstration of a two-tier justice system, okay?
Let's say, for example, Donald Trump told an unwitting person, move that box, and that person didn't know anything about that. That's not a conspiracy. That's a crime by Donald Trump, not the guy moving the box. If they both knew and had a meeting of the minds, this is illegal and we're doing it, that is a conspiracy. And I also want to underscore the fact that this...
Dude, if they're saying this in the investigation, I 100% believe that Trump had a conversation. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Oh my God. Trump is such a fucking dumbass, dude. Oh my God, 100p, dude. He 100% would have been like, yeah, this is very illegal, folks. Very illegal. You better hide it good. Oh, new video. New Trump video. New Trump video. Oh, a rare Trump. This is rare post-indictment Trump. It's not always. You don't always get one of these. It's like a Pokemon card, okay? Oh my God, it's 4 minutes long. Oh my God, I'm gonna nut.
Very sadly, we're a nation in decline. And yet, they go after a popular president, a president that got more votes than any sitting president in the history of our country, by far. And did much better the second time in the election than the first.
God damn, bro, no microphone. So Donald Trump Jr. posted this on Twitter because, like, Trump is still refusing to get on Twitter, which is really annoying. I feel like he's doing it to annoy me individually. But here is Donald Trump.
And they go after him on a boxer's hoax, just like the Russia hoax, and all of the others. It's been going on for 7 years. They can't stop. Because it's election interference at the highest level. There's never been anything like what's happened. I'm an innocent man, I'm an innocent person. They had the Mueller hoax, the Mueller report, and that came out, no collusion after 2.5 years. That was set up by Hillary Clinton and Democrats. They come after me because now we're leading in the polls again by a lot, against Biden and against the Republicans by a lot. But we're leading against Biden by a lot, a tremendous amount.
A tremendous amount.
The way they're going to stop us is by using what's called warfare. And that's what it is. This is warfare for the law.
Is that what it's called? Using what's called warfare.
Our country is going to hell, and they come after Donald Trump, weaponizing the Justice Department, weaponizing the FBI. We can't let this continue to go on because it's ripping our country.
Keep breaking down, Larry.
We have such big problems.
Keep breaking down like how.
The whole thing is a hoax.
I love that he's like, come on, guys, we got bigger issues, you know? Who amongst us hasn't been indicted for charges of conspiracy to possibly sell, I guess, classified documents? I don't know what the conspiracy charges are, and obstruction of justice. I mean, come on. Like, what's a little document saga between you and me? Okay, your favorite president, which I agree with. I think what is that about? You know, everybody fucking calm down.
So I just want to tell you, I'm an innocent man. I did nothing wrong, and we will fight this out just like we've been fighting for 7 years. It would be wonderful if we could devote our full time to making America great again, and that's exactly what we did. But now, again, our country is in decline. We're a failing nation. And this is what they do. I'm an innocent man. We will prove that again. 7 years of proving it, and here we go again. Very unfair, but that's the way it is. I just want to thank everybody. We are doing something very special for our country.
Why is he thanking
America
people?
first. I always put America first, and that's why we were in a position. Unfortunately, that position is no longer valid because they've done such a poor job. We're in a position where we're going to make America great again. I'm innocent, and we will prove that very, very soundly and hopefully very quickly. Thank you very much.
Thank you in advance for those campaign contributions. Yeah, I guess. I mean, he didn't give us anything on that. Like, I would have expected maybe like, you know, when you're famous, when you're president, they let you grab the documents. You can grab them all day. It's fine. But when you're no longer president, they make a big deal, folks. How come? Okay, this is actually a big deal, though. Someone in the chat said he didn't even attack the prosecutor's family. Dude fell off. That actually is kind of indicative of like either how fatigued he is or what he thinks his chances look like. Because honestly, yeah, old Trump would have 100% fucking popped off. What's happening right now?
Apparently mishandling top secret documents is okay if you're a Biden or a Clinton or I guess
Isso
a
aí do
Democrat for that
Watugura na
matter.
lá,
Hillary mishandled
moço.
America's secrets on an unsecured private server that we were told was likely hacked by foreign countries. And then she attempted to cover her tracks by deleting 33,000.
So here's what's interesting about this. Whenever people talk about the double standard, you know what I always think of? The by your logic, which is why it's Felix's fucking username, for those of you who don't know. Are they saying that it's like okay that Hillary Clinton did all of that, and also it's okay that Donald Trump is doing all of that? Because if it's okay that Donald Trump is doing this, and it's okay that that Hillary Clinton did it and wasn't prosecuted, and Donald Trump shouldn't either, then why did you keep saying lock her up this whole time? Doesn't that kind of ruin the argument of lock her up, which obviously never even happened? Or are you saying that it's not okay that Hillary Clinton did it, and so therefore it's not okay that Trump is doing it? Because it doesn't really make sense when you say, well, you know, these are identical situations and Hillary Clinton didn't go to jail, but she should. But also, Donald Trump shouldn't go to jail. Doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Trusted confidential human source that even the Obama-Biden administration ended up paying on occasion. According to FoxNews.com, this source detailed conversations with a Burisma executive to the FBI.
I love this. The funniest thing on the planet would be happening if this came out to be true and then there was a separate impeachment of Joseph Robinette Biden while simultaneously Donald Trump was going to jail over espionage charges. I would fucking lose my mind. If Joe Biden was dumb enough to conduct himself in the same way that Trump did, and this was like a provable instance, which by the way, I'm not even saying that these guys don't get fucking their wheels greased. You know what I mean? Hunter Biden certainly did. He was trafficking in the name of Biden. He was trafficking with the Biden last name. You know what I mean? He was definitely peddling influence and probably duping people really into thinking that he had a lot more access than he actually did to get jobs that he shouldn't have gotten, and got, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars. Like I told you this back when it first fucking came out, that Hunter Biden was working for Burisma. I said that even back then. Many liberals even got mad at me and said, oh, well, it's not the same, it's not the same. It's like, no, it's nepotism. But these guys, at least the Democrats, they don't move like Trump do. Most Republicans don't move like Trump do. And what do I mean by this? What I mean is they always have plausible deniability. They leave like a little bit of fucking barrier between themselves and the crime itself, even if there is an actual fucking crime. So that's the difference between Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, and Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the guy who's like, no, I'm doing the crime. It's me. I'm doing it. And I hired the most incompetent Italian man to also do the crime alongside me.
So yet they're telling them, if you read something about Hunter, don't trust it. And that's how that story got censored, isn't it? You would think after all of this that has come out after so much time, maybe they would think that we shouldn't be acting this way. But it seems like there's more arrogance than ever before.
If Hunter Biden's laptop was all that fucking important, then like they investigated it. Congress investigated it. They have access to it. It's like the Twitter file shit. You know what I mean? Like, put him in fucking jail. Put him in jail. I don't really understand why they're not like, I don't know. Why is nothing happening? Like, there are Republicans in Congress. They have committees. They have power. It's not like they're fucking powerless. Do it. Throw them in jail for having a big cock. Do it. But they know that there's nothing there, so they can't really do anything about it, so they just keep bringing it up over and over again.
But if they carve this out narrowly to try to focus on specific acts separate from the possession, then there's going to be concern that they...
Brother, it's literally not just possession. It's just a refusal to cooperate. That's why obstruction is one of the charges. What do you mean? Like, there was no obstruction with Biden. There was no obstruction with Pence. They cooperated immediately. Why are these motherfuckers so dense? I don't understand it. But I guess, like, the audience is super dense, and they're looking for anything they can to, like, cling on to some hope. That's it, though. That's, like,
decisions. It sounds like they are focusing on alleged crimes that occurred in the later half of this process, that they're focusing on very likely the movement of documents, the failure to
Dude, when you're fucking screaming about how like this is going to undermine the confidence in our FBI, in our glorious FBI, you're literally destroying your own argument. Like you're spending the past 5 hours literally doing that. Oh my God, is that Tommy Lauren? What the fuck?
Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi. Pam, we'll start with your legal knowledge first and your take on the...
Bro, this literally looks like a fake panel. Like when I see these 3 characters, I'm like, this is like a Vought International panel from The Boys. You know what I mean? Like it's like a Fox News parody.
But as it pertains to the Republican primary, Republicans will rally around Donald Trump. I think every single Republican nominee should be down in Miami on Tuesday night, standing for justice in the country.
Dude, that's hilarious. Yeah, everyone running against Trump should go down and defend Trump. Is such a funny take. Also, Tommy Lauren and everyone else is making it seem like there's no other candidate right now. Like they're like, oh, they're coming after Trump. They're coming after Biden's opponent. It's like, bro, there's like 11 people that are running right now. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously, none of those people are valid. None of those people are legitimate, with the exception of Ron DeSantis, I guess, if Trump goes to jail. But having said that, there are still motherfuckers out there. Like, it's crazy to be like, no, it's only this guy. I can't wait to see what Rhonda says about this. Little Rhonda.
What are you so afraid of? Why are you so afraid to take on this man in a fair fight head to head? Why do you have to do all these shenanigans, pull all this cocky-mamie BS?
Cocky Mamie? Tommy Lauren and I are the same fucking age, dog.
Take on the man fair and square and let the American people decide.
Who the fuck says Cocky Mamie? What the fuck does that...
Powerful. Pete, you get the last word tonight. You have 2 strong opinions to top. Go ahead.
Hey, Bleach Bit, Hammers, emails, Burisma, Hunter. If you want, if the problem is how do we tell the story, remind people what's been done. And oh, by the way, your life's worse off and the world is in chaos because Donald Trump is not at the helm.
That's fucking awesome. He just blurted out all of the talking points by just addressing words. He said just keep saying Hillary, Hillary, Hillary.
Unless Merrick Garland is just absent, this crossed his desk. Did he inform President Biden? We know this is the Biden administration.
Okay. I'm bored.
In the playoffs. Now it's Vincent back out.
4, 3, 2, 1. Boom, and we're live. 12 rules for life. So without reading this, So what you're saying is,
there's only 12 things you need to know in life, right? That's it.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
This this interview that you just did with this woman, Kathy Newman, was that in the UK?
It was Channel 4 UK.
I just went. I felt bad, but I was also laughing. I went to her Twitter page to read, like, and with each one of her tweets, no matter what she says, someone writes underneath it. So what you're saying is, and then some ridiculous. But by the way, your fans were mocking her, but politely, non-aggressively. I didn't read any rude things. Like there was no insults, or there was, well, maybe a few insults, but there's no swears. It was just playful mocking of the interview that she did with you, because the interview was ridiculous. It was a ridiculous interview. I mean, I listened to this several times. I was like, this is so strange. It's like her determination to turn it into a conflict. It's one of the issues that I have with television shows.
Yeah.
Because they have a very limited amount of time, and they're trying to make things as salacious as possible. They want to have these sound bites, these clickbait sound bites, and she just went into it incredibly confrontational, not trying to find your actual perspective, but trying to force you to defend a non-realistic perspective.
Yes, well, I was the hypothetical villain of her imagination, essentially.
Yeah.
Well, what happened, what was interesting, too, the way it played itself out, because I met her in the green room beforehand. You know, she was being made up, and then they put a little bit of powder on me, and we had a friendly kind of interchange, and then we went and sat in front of the cameras and for a couple of minutes, you know, before the show got rolling, and we had a pretty pleasant back and forth. And then as soon as the cameras went on, she was a completely different person.
Oh.
And I thought, oh, I see. I see what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so that kind of alerted me to, well, the fact that there was something rotten in the state of Denmark, let's say. Yeah, but, you know, this is also why YouTube is going to kill TV. Because television, by its nature, all of these narrow broadcast technologies, they rely on forcing the story, right? Because it has to happen now. It has to happen in, like, often in 5 minutes, because they only broadcast 5 minutes of that interview. They did put the whole thing up on YouTube.
To their credit.
Yeah. It hasn't ceased to amaze me yet. I think that they thought that the interview went fine. That's the scuttlebutt I've got from sort of behind the scenes, because I know some people who know what's going on at Channel 4, and they're shell-shocked by the response. You know, and then of course there was the counter response. The Guardian the next day published an article saying that, you know, the head of Channel 4 had to call in police security because of threats. You know, well, first of all, you can call the police in about anything, and they never did detail out exactly what the threats were. You know, but then about 20 newspapers picked that up and went for the, well, Kathy Newman is now being harassed by an army of online trolls for doing nothing but doing her job, which, well, and then there was a backlash against that in the press. And so it's been a, well, what do you say
someone
about
took
that?
an audit of the actual interchanges that between fans and her, and there was way more negative ones coming your way.
Yes, that were seriously negative. Yeah, that's right.
Seriously negative, violent, harassing, just rude. There were way more.
Yeah.
And no one picked up on that at all. It was all, the narrative was she's a victim.
Yeah.
Even though she was highly aggressive in this, but
she's a funny victim. It's not like she's not successful.
Yeah.
You know, it's like at some point you think you should have to hand in your victim card. I think like when you go to an Ivy League university, it's like right then and there. You get to hand in. Yeah, because you don't get to be oppressor and oppressed at the same time. That's just too much.
Well, one of the things that you pointed out was when you were talking about competition for very lucrative jobs, and you were saying, look what you've done.
What's up, guys? My name is
feeling of self-doubt lingering in the back of everything I did, and overall it was just not a good experience to go through. As many of you know, right now we're in the middle of a cultural war, and as a leader in this movement, it is up to me to be strong. And thankfully, I have a group of experts in my community that specialize in mental health, and with their support, I was able to get through this awful time in my life and continue to bring the value to the community that I have built online, which is based around one thing and one thing only: helping men. I am not online to be popular. I am not online to gain favor with anybody. My message is very pure, and that is the message of self-improvement, specifically targeting the audience of men like you watching at home right now. Without the support group that I have cultivated over the years, I definitely know that it would have been way harder for me to get through this awful time. But I have emerged triumphant, and I'm here today to let you know that you do not have to be alone either. I know that the average man is a victim of today's mainstream narrative, which is constantly focused around one thing and one thing only: tearing men down. You see it on the news, you see it on social media, you see it in video games, music.
Rouge go Baton Rouge. If Baton Rouge go Baton Rouge. My boy go Baton Rouge, get Baton Rouge, you know what I'm saying? My Baton Rouge. My boy. Yoga flame. Yoga flame. Yoga flame. Yoga disperse. JKLOLO. Don't you guys hate when someone says JKLOL? Shut the fuck up, dude. Boy, you shoot me, bruh. You shoot me in the face, bruh. Ain't no slide, bruh. Go flapjack, go flapjack.
dick movie.
Plus, then we have the music, the rap music that everyone thinks is so cute, right? It's like, oh, it's cool to listen to rap music, and it's like this stuff is like, they're like real gangs here, and not far from me, well, far enough, but in LA, right? You have the Crips and the Bloods, and this stuff really happens and really goes on, and the music that's made is from those opposing gangs, right? And then you also have the East Coast rap, which is a whole other thing. South rap. So it's all very aggressive music, and people are just consuming this stuff on a regular. Why do you think they're not going to be aggressive, right?
They did a study too. Like when somebody listens to a lot of hip hop music, they're far more of an aggressive person. And nightclubs, they have more instances of fist fights and violence on the hip hop nights than just like regular stuff.
Like a country or whatever.
Yeah, you know it's funny that you mentioned I don't watch horror movies either for the same reason. I don't put that. I don't want that floating around in my subconscious mind. You know, why would I put these? Because you know, I kind of came to this resolution like when this movie called Hostel came out.
I remember that. I couldn't watch any of that stuff ever.
No, so I started to watch it, and then you know I watched it. I was on a date with this Korean girl, and then I also watched that movie Saw, the first one. Oh. And after that stuff, like I remember I started having like these kind of dreams and stuff, and I just was thinking to myself, if I never put that into my head, I would never have that. But you know what? Another thing that I don't like about America that is consistent. Every single television show and movie always has some kind of relationship conflict in it. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah, it's the plot. Like there's 8 steps to making a film. It's 8 steps to creating a book. Anything. It's the hero sequence, right? And it's always about like if you go through the steps. This comes straight from Hollywood. Like I have the inner scoop on how they make movies, but basically it's always that there's has to be some kind of conflict, and then there's some kind of sage or some kind of wise person that comes and helps resolve that conflict. But in all of the movies today, you're right, there's a masculine and feminine conflict that they put in there. Other movies could be just an inner conflict within themselves, going through something, dark night of the soul, but 99% of them, it is that there's a struggle, they break up, there's cheating, there's this, there's that, and then most of the time they get back together, right? And everything's happy.
Yeah. Again, like I'm looking at the shift in the global powers too. America is definitely losing its status as #1 in the world. It's slowly but surely happening because we Americans can see the turmoil within our culture. Like in Polish culture, this is not happening. Like Japanese culture, this isn't happening.
Really?
No.
I just know that when I'll never forget, like this is in 2013 when I was training. It was an international school in Thailand, India. I was one of 3 Americans there. Both of the Americans had been at the school for 10 years. And then there was a few others that trickled in. I digress. There was a few of us, but mostly it was international students from Eastern Europe, from Israel, from Europe, etc. Right? And so this is a huge school that I went to. And when I would say like I was American, and I also notice this now when I travel, people are like, like they just look at you like you have leprosy. Yeah. And I found it so like embarrassing. So when I travel now, I always say I'm from Hollywood. And if you say you're from Hollywood, then they're like, oh, okay. Because Hollywood has such a a stronghold over the rest of the world. But if you say you're from anywhere in the US, they look at you like a second-class citizen, like you're stupid, like you're unintelligent.
There's
it's embarrassing.
Right now, there's this stupid black guy in Japan.
I'm in the zoo with the lions and apes and bears. You probably won't make it there. One of the options they say they want to smoke with me. You don't want to take it there.
You said want to smoke with me. You want to take it there, bro.
I noticed something about Zemo. Instead of him directly
attacking his
enemy,
you want to take it there, bro.
Each other. So I was thinking, who are my enemies?
That's how you said.
Target, Walmart, Shoe Palace. How do I beat them? I gotta get their walkie-talkies and destroy them from within. So we had a source here at Target leave us a walkie-talkie. We're gonna go pick it up. We're gonna hop on their server and we're gonna just treat it like a Black Ops 2 COD lobby and have a little fun. All right, despite one of the managers, she came by and picked it up, so now we gotta try to finesse another one. We just got another insider. We're gonna try to see if we can get another walkie-talkie. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Your boy is like low-key like plugged in, like Rich the Kid. This is what a plug walk looks like. Ma'am, it's about to go down.
The battery is?
Yeah.
The battery?
I might need to charge up.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
I'm starting to think like something else is about to go down. Oh no, I found my walkie. Let's just see if this works. Hey, excuse me, where's the light bulbs at?
The home improvement section down here by electronics.
All right, thank you. We need to turn it up a little bit.
Danielle, come in.
Here.
The two?
Yeah, what's up? I feel like one of those spy movies where like you have to keep on moving or else they're gonna like figure out your location. Hey, 3 black guys just walked in and they like kind of look suspicious. Should I just like follow them around the store?
Don't do that. Thank you for letting us know.
Yeah, because they're like wearing hoodies and you know it's like 90 degrees outside, so it's kind of sus, you know?
Okay, copy that. Thank you for letting us know.
Hey, they're over by the...
We gonna take you there.
You're all.
This week on Your Mom's House.
I have made thousands of women come.
I finger the way Daredevil smells.
This might be the best podcast bit of all time. .com/mom. We are back, and so is our guest. He's coming back to us, and you can right now go to stavi.biz for tickets to his fall days. Give it up for Stavro!
Hell yeah. Thanks for having me. Great
Thanks
to
for
be
coming,
back.
Stavy baby.
Yeah.
I mean, you were just in the hall. Did you know that ED is Cap?
Can I just say, this is one of the most despicable. This is one of the most what I just experienced as a member of the soft dick community. This is one of the most atrocious.
Thank you.
5 minutes of ableism I've ever heard on a fucking podcast.
I was trying to stand up for folks.
Yeah, it's crazy. Soft, your dick is. You're gay if your dick is soft.
Yeah.
What if, let's just say hypothetically, you're fat as shit? What if you're an insanely fat, very horny guy who also gets really fucked up and eats a lot of red meat?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just say.
You have some circulation problems.
Having some circulation problems.
Sure.
How about maybe you're not even that fat, but you have to take. Have you ever tried to fuck while having to shit?
Yeah.
That's
He
right
does
there.
it. Yeah, but I'll tell you something. Real men.
that takes a little air out the tires.
But no.
That's not. You don't get
but
it full.
My husband fucks through having to shit. We've talked about
Can I
this
tell
on
you
the
this?
show.
Now, and if he had fucked,
He's
with
never soft.
If his ass was empty, what you experienced, 25% better.
Oh,
I
I'm
promise you.
aware. Yes.
Well, there we go. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, as someone who is fat as hell, right, does like to fuck, has put my 65% hard penis, mashed it into a woman, and just crossed.
Bro, man, like, you know, we go back turbo, bro. Like, you know. Say go right now, you know. What's my boy Hassan doing? Belarus, Belarus. You stole the jokes, man. You stole the jokes, my dude.
This week on Your Mom's House.
I have here and put an end in the show.
Maybe a heat
in a motel room.
Super 8.
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't have his mask.
And those are the cheap blow-up dolls.
Yeah. And they're 2 dolls. I thought it was 1 doll.
And they're stroking their cocks like they're about to shoot a real scene.
Yeah, like they're women.
Yeah, there's like there's women
There's
there.
actually women there.
And then you ask them, they're like, there are women here.
Yeah.
There's 2 of them.
We're practicing for women.
Getting
Oh
agitated.
yeah, so look, he
the
puts his
mask.
mask on.
Yeah.
Okay, he's getting ready to go.
Oh.
Yep, they both got masks on.
Oh, God.
And now they're,
Oof.
I guess they're getting head from the
I mean, these are
blow-up dolls.
really shitty blow-up dolls.
That's gotta hurt.
That's really what's
right?
standing out the most.
I know.
Is that these are like
They're
Target
gag.
dolls.
Like
yeah.
they're for gag.
Yeah, it's not a real
It's not-
sex
you
doll.
don't mean to fuck it. You're there like get it for your buddy's bachelor party. And
This
it's like
guy's
in the
getting
corner.
all worked up for it. Like,
Yep. Oh, he's fingering it.
What?
He's
Why?
Oh no, he's fingering its asshole.
Oh, no. God, this is depressing, Stabby.
I know, but-
Ouch, I think it's gonna hurt. No?
Yeah.
Like that
Oh,
cheap
he's like,
plastic.
I like how he just he called an audible. He was like, no, I'll do the mouth
Yeah,
first.
and he's like, well, yeah, I don't want to be different.
Ow.
What is this friendship rooted
This is
in
an
here?
awesome friend. Well, to being straight first
yeah,
and foremost.
first and foremost.
I think we can agree these are 2 straight buds. I don't
Two
know if you.
straight buds.
I don't know if you heard the title, Tom.
Straight buds.
It's 2 straight buds DPing a blow-up doll.
This is so
Now he's choking.
retarded.
It's so clumsy.
Why don't we
Yeah.
fast forward to where they're fucking the same one?
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah, they can't even like the dolls are too
Oh,
blown
man.
up. They can't even.
So now they're
maneuver.
both
Yeah,
getting
titty
they're
fucking.
fucking them.
And it's hard plastic, dude. That's that cheap
No, that
plastic.
doesn't feel
this
good.
sucks.
No.
He's fucking its ass.
You can't even.
Oh my god.
You're just you and your butt.
Yeah, it's so the dolls aren't very
Oh
good.
god.
Holy fuck. Well, where did they get? Oh, they're
There you go.
DPing it.
Oh Jesus.
One's fucking its ass. Now, so this is a pretty cool part in the whole thing. This is what I would again just describe as a straight activity.
Yeah.
That 2 straight guys would do.
Yeah.
Now, if we get closer to the end, you'll see they do switch to a. If you want to see, fellas, I don't want to spoil it, but there is a point where they switch to a different blow-up doll.
Oh, thank God, because they're gonna pop this one.
And you see now they switch to a smaller, clear one
clear. Oh,
where they
it's-
can see each other's dicks come. So I think that's again what I would call a really straight thing to do.
Yeah.
Is when I'm getting ready to bust.
You know what's interesting is that it seems like they're having some ED troubles, but
Yeah.
together,
Well, they are
when they come
straight.
together, they are
Yeah.
fine.
Okay, so you see.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
They're kind of so close to each other.
So straight. Their dicks are literally rubbing against each other.
2 straight buds, dude.
2 straight
Just 2
buds.
straight buds. They being a blow-up doll.
Oof.
It's like you and Bert would do this together.
Bert
Right?
and I have done this. Yeah.
This is next episode of 2 Bears.
Look at this. They're in a rhythm
It's
now.
so gay.
Oh man.
Oh my God. They're so gay. Look, they're like literally grinding each other's dicks.
My fucking God, it's been years since I've seen this, but it holds up.
This whole
This holds up, man.
It holds up.
It's like stressing me out.
Oh, now they're moaning.
2
and shit.
stray buds. Yeah, it's interesting how when they finally come together, they can manage to come.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, now
Okay.
I guess they busted.
I think they busted
And
it.
on each other.
Well, I don't know. I wonder if there's if different cavities have their own little.
Yeah, but they're grinding into each other.
Yep. No, you're right.
Yeah.
God,
Oh, he's looking at her.
telling her, "You like that?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a woman involved. She just happens to be fake.
It's so great too that like some woman could see that and be like, "That's Henry." Like, you know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
my
Yeah.
God.
Well, at the very beginning, he did. Oh, now they're just hanging out.
straight
They're just
guys.
being straight
yeah, now
buds.
they're like, "That was great."
I think they high five at a certain point.
Yeah, we showed her, you know.
Where's the high five?
Oh.
In my head,
Probably one of the greatest moments of my life.
Oh, yeah,
You were
dude.
so beautiful. You don't know how beautiful you are to me. I mean, just, you're gorgeous, you're precious. But it's been sitting in my mind when you said to me you want to go back with your ex-boyfriend. Please erase him from your memory. Don't ever go back in the past. I know, because I've been there.
I've been to the past.
And I understand when, you're
I've
trying to
been to
find
the
somebody
past.
and you go on dates.
Yeah.
nothing compares to your ex, but there is that better person out there. And Julia, I promise you, it is me. I will love you like you've never been loved before. I will cherish you.
Day one.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
make you
awesome.
Feel like a woman, a real
Feel
woman.
like a
And
real
believe
woman.
me, after you experience me,
No.
you won't even know who your ex-boyfriend is.
Yeah, you're not gonna live.
Open up your heart to me in your arms. Let's go full throttle. You can see me falling in love with you.
With you.
You just, I don't know, I just looked in your eyes and I just melt.
Oh my God.
Anyhow, I'm heading off to work. This is my cute little home. Everything you see behind me, I built everything.
Yeah.
Every square inch,
Hell
from
yeah.
crown molding to chair rail to floors to lighting to plumbing, doors, windows. So this is the type of guy you get. I'm a very handy guy, and I'd love to build you whatever you want. You're a sweetheart. So I hope this video doesn't scare you.
No.
That's how I just want you to know that.
That's
Okay?
the best
I
part.
look
What a
forward,
beautiful end. A
going out
little
to dinner with you.
self-awareness.
Yeah.
So,
very end, he's
let's
like,
make it happen.
you're probably terrified.
Yeah.
Mwah.
Oh, the
Ciao.
fucking kiss.
I love the the goatee looks painted on. Too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
That's a hardcore goatee.
And also, they literally had a 5-second conversation because we ended up talking to Julia.
Yeah, we
and-
met her. The girl
That's
that.
awesome.
Yeah.
And she
Was she
was
a piece of
mentioning.
ass?
God, she was beautiful,
She's
yeah.
a sweet girl. The best
Like,
is
so sweet.
how he swindled. So what he did was
Yeah, because okay,
the whole thing is
just
kind of.
from what I can guess.
Yeah,
right?
go ahead.
The fact that if I had to guess, they had an insanely fast conversation where somehow she brought up that she's thinking about getting back with her ex-boyfriend.
Which is a way to be like, I don't
which is
want to
like,
talk
of
to you.
course, one of the most standard.
Yeah.
Let me get out of this. Now, usually you don't have to do it with a lunatic on a parking lot. Usually it's like you've been on a couple dates with someone and you're like, this is my get out of jail free card. Sorry, my ex hit me up. I have to try it. So the fact that she brought that out on a guy she just bumped into.
In the parking lot.
And I'm going to guess, how did he get
Go
a
ahead.
number?
Oh, this is.
He brings up building stuff. I don't know. You offered to do free work or something like that, or did he say he hit her car and they should exchange information?
It's a good
I don't
guess.
know.
Here's
Yeah.
exactly how it happened. He's in the gym, sees her sign in, gets her name.
No.
When she walks out, he goes, "Hey, Julia." So she turns around, has a quick conversation, asks for her number, and she goes, "How about I take your number?" Puts it in his phone, and he takes her phone and hits dial.
And it's not his.
No, it hits
he
dial,
did
so
just to
yeah,
make sure.
yeah, and it called his phone, so now he has her number.
Wow.
Then he sends her this.
Fuck.
Eventually, she shows this video to her friends, and they're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, of course.
And then they get her to do to ask him for a couple more. So he ends up sending another video, which we don't have in here too. We should get that one, but it's pretty great. Yeah.
Honestly, this is more humiliating than eating your own shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like getting to do another
Yes.
video of this is so much
Can I
worse.
tell you why I think this
Yes.
is the most humiliating video in a way? Is that there's a part of this video of this guy doing this that resonates with everybody.
course.
Where you go, I get
I've thought of it.
you thought to do this,
And
but
you're
then you go, don't send that video.
do it.
Don't make it. Don't send it.
It's
But
absolutely-
everybody knows the feeling.
Everyone feels there is something. There is a honestly part of what is so yes arresting about this video is the jealousy of this man surrendering to your most base whims.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's free in a way.
Exactly.
He's
Exactly.
free when you've shed yourself of the worry of humiliation.
Yes.
You're the most. If he actually just he put his heart out there, and you know what, it didn't work out with Julia, but maybe he's gonna find his wife that way.
Yeah.
You're telling me there's not some bitch with way too big hair? You know what I mean? Like where's this Jersey or something? I don't know. You
some
know what I
East
mean?
Coaster that's gonna love
Can I see that packet? So I want to know if
I mean, because here's the deal, man, is that when you're in 7th and 8th grade, boys do this. For
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
And you learn, like, you don't want to humiliate them,
Sure.
but you're just like,
Yeah.
ooh, like,
Too
that was
much.
too much, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
be cool. Just play it cool.
Of course.
It's so embarrassing.
Yeah, so that's what it is that it's relatable. Like
Yeah.
you know, it
It's
actually
lurking inside you somewhere.
it's lurking inside you, and actually that's the thing is it makes you think of
Yeah,
middle
lurk inside
Yeah.
you.
because that's the first time you feel that, and you go like, I think I love you more than anything.
Right,
And
right,
then
right. But you also should know better at this age that that's
Yeah.
not true.
This is
that you really would like to fuck this lady.
Yeah.
And who knows what the next after that is when you get a little moment of clarity. Be like,
Sure.
do I continue wanting to fuck her?
Yeah, yeah.
Do I actually love her? Or did I just want to bust
Yeah.
On her face.
Yeah.
Like, did I see her and was like, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
To bust inside this lady.
Yeah.
And then you get a little mental clarity.
Yep.
And then you're like, wait, am I horrified that she's still here?
Yeah.
Now that I've busted? No. Hey, maybe I do love her.
Yeah.
And that's where you go from there. But you can't tell in the parking lot.
No.
Well, and also the desperation. Like he just like is leaking neediness.
Yeah,
And it's so unattractive.
Yes, unless you have a specific kind of mental illness. Like there is, you know what I mean? Like there's someone here who sees this and she's like, he's so romantic, and then they end up stabbing each other.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like that happens. Like this is one half of a domestic abuse relationship, but it could go either way.
Yeah.
The woman could beat him, or if he tricks a nice lady, he beats her. It's you know, it goes either
I
way,
agree.
think.
It's completely unhealthy.
Here's a kind of
Whoever gets with this dude.
famous D-bag guy here.
You know, like
it's my favorite.
Like, breakups are hard. Don't get me wrong, ladies and gents, playboys and playgirls. Woo! Breakups are hard.
This guy's
You gotta
awesome.
realize, for a sexy Italian boy like
he's Italian.
me, the most fucking drop dead gorgeous guy in this motherfucking state of Utah.
You're probably.
Let's hear.
You could probably sexually train a bunch
Yes,
of dumb
I agree.
dumb women.
There's some-
You could treat women like dogs.
There's something dominant and
Yes.
domineering. Yeah.
Watching the fight.
I will say this.
This is what I'm doing.
If his
This
thing
is what I'm doing.
is banging, if he was banging like fives,
Yeah, that makes sense.
then getting totally obsessed on him makes a lot of sense. Like
you know what I think about this guy? I think he bangs through the whole scale.
The whole- all
I
the
think he goes
numbers.
1 through 10.
Yeah.
And probably pretty evenly distributed.
you're probably
And-
right,
and
but
I
I'm
think-
saying 5 and below is who
Right.
makes shrines.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
true. But
Yes.
also, here's the other thing. Really hot, because there is a beauty to this guy.
Go to the next
Yeah.
That he just is who he is.
Right.
He's not putting on
Yo,
air.
what am I watching?
Okay, first things first, the indictment. All right, so here we go. Here are the charges and how many years Trump faces in federal Mar-a-Lago indictment, New York Post story. Number 1, retaining classified document. Trump is charged with hoarding classified material on Mar-a-Lago with a maximum sentence of 10 years or a fine. Number 2, conspiring to obstruct justice. Trump is accused of instructing others to mislead government officials during the retrieval of the classified documents, constituting an obstruction of justice charge. This carries a maximum sentence of 10 years or a fine. Number 3, withholding a document. Investigators allege that Trump purposefully retained some of the top secret government documents, which is authorized, and it carries a maximum, and carries a maximum sentence of 5 years. Number 4, corruptly concealing a document or record. Trump is charged with both threatening others to mislead a federal investigation and illegally retaining classified documents, which carries a punishment up to 20 years. Concealing a document in a federal investigation, Trump faces an additional 20-year sentence if convicted. Number 6, scheme to conceal. Trump is accused to knowingly hiding the classified documents while serving in a government branch, carrying a maximum of 5 years. If deemed domestic terrorism, the charge could be as high as 8 years. And last but not least, 7, false statements and representation. Trump could face charges for lying about keeping top secret document papers in his private home with a maximum sentence of 5 years. Quite frankly, all these numbers are high. All they care about is to be able to put this guy in prison for about 17 months, 19 months. That's all they care about. If they can put him in prison till December of 2024, they're happy. That's what they care about. Tom, when you hear these stories, what do you think about?
Well, I think about Eric Adams. Remember Eric Adams, the indictment that came in New York, and it was like he listed like 14 things. Was it 14 counts or something crazy in New York? And it really boiled down to one thing. This is one thing. Let's take a look at this. This is what the government does, ladies and gentlemen. This is what they do. They cut the onion into thin slices, and they keep making you cry over it. Think of this. What if a teacher said to you, because you yell at the teacher, that says, you're staying after school for charge 1, interrupting the teacher, charge 2, raising your voice, charge 3, yelling at a teacher. Your parents would say, what the hell are you doing? You're just keeping him after school for one thing. You yelled in class and you got upset with you. How are you keeping him 3 days after school and you're making up these charges? That's what they're doing here. Watch this. Retaining classified documents, withholding a document, corrupt concealing a document, concealing a document, a federal investigation, scheme to conceal. That's all the same thing, hiding a document. And then the other one is he lied and obstructed justice. They say conspiring to obstruct justice, false statements, representations to obstruct. They're really saying two things. You had documents and you were not honest with us about it. And they're trying to cut this thing, PBD, into multiple charges. That way they can keep putting the years on it, and it gives them something to settle on. The federal prosecutor, here's what they really want. They want a settlement in which he agrees not to be running and he agrees to go away. That's what the design is here. They're trying to wound his image in public. I'm not sure they really want the DeSantis to come out better on this. Very politically charged, but this is how the government does it. They cut things into little slices to make it seem bigger.
I think, Pat, because we were getting on the flight, right? I think it's the timing of this, right? Because Biden unleashed this indictment on the same day that the House Republicans were finally able to publicize the evidence that 5 million from Ukraine, the Burisma story, went to like, so when I tell people to wake up, there is no coincidence. It happens on purpose. They've weaponized the Department of Justice, and it's like, think about it. We get on the plane, one story comes out. We land, that one hits, because now what's the main story, Pat? It's Trump. It has nothing, nobody cares about the Biden situation, and Biden is on camera. Do you remember that, Rob, when he was like, I'm not, they wanted $1 billion, and he goes, I told them, guess what? You ain't getting it.
This right here.
Unless, and you know why, Pat? Unless they fire the guy that was going after Hunter. This is the video right here.
Can you press
this? Is evidence.
We've all seen this.
I remember going over convincing our team or others to convincing that we should be providing for loan guarantees. And I went over, I guess, the 12th, 13th time to Kyiv, and I was supposed to announce that there was another $1 billion loan guarantee.
We gonna call it Rob
and
Day
I
off
had
of
gotten a
you
commitment
know you
from
do it for me,
Poroshenko
bro.
and
Do it for
from
me.